This is lesson 7.3, rent to own. The elements of a contract. A contract is a legally binding exchange or promise, if you want to call it that, or agreement between parties that is completely enforceable by law. So if you have a contract for something, fulfill that. If not, expect to get taken to court to get it fulfilled. Competent parties. Competency means you understand. You are capable of understanding and you agree. So the individuals involved in a contract must be able to understand the contract, the conditions. That should have said conditions. I'm so sorry. Conditions of the contract. And what they are agreeing to. Consideration. If you're one of the parties in a contract, you must give up something in exchange for what the other party is providing you. So this is called consideration. Now, let's say I'm going to sell you a car on a contract. Examples of consideration are you pay me money every month. You trade me in another vehicle, so that's property you give up to exchange for it. Or you promise to pay in a binding contract every 6 months or in 6 months to have the thing paid off. A mutual agreement, it just means that each side must be clear as to the essential details, rights, and obligations of the contract. A rent-to-own contract is a basic lease contract with an option to purchase. So you go to the rent-to-own store, you get a washing machine, you pay X amount of dollars per month to use it. Let's say you just need it for a couple months because you're tired of running back and forth to the laundromat. So you pay those couple of months, then have them come get it. But if you want to purchase that, instead of going out and purchasing your own, you can. In a rent-to-own, there is no down payment or credit check. The person owns the item only after all the payments have been made. If a renter misses a payment, the contract requires them to return the item. Rental payments can add up to a greater total cost than buying the item outright. Often there are additional fees attached, and even after some payments have been made, the consumer could lose the item if he or she doesn't continue to make payments. Rent-to-own contracts are not written as loans. Therefore, the annual percentage rate is not disclosed. And there's the problem. They can pretty much charge whatever they want at that point. So rent-to-own contracts are popular because they allow consumers with inadequate credit to get immediate use of expensive goods without providing a down payment. If you've ever had a washer break and you don't have the money to go buy one, I have rent to own for a couple months at a time until I could get myself together to purchase a washer, as opposed to have to run to the laundromat. That becomes a pain. In addition to the fact that you can just use it for a short time, you can get it easily. They allow you to try. Say you've never had a front load washer and you go rent one, then you can try that front load washer out before you buy one, so you know if you like it or not. So the total cost for the rent to own contract is computed by multiplying the amount of the payment. So if it's $50 a month, by the term, which is the length, say it's $50 a month for 12 months, for the length of time that the payments are made. So an example of this, if you had $50 per month, that's per 12 months and a year, right? For 2 years. That'd be $1,200 that you paid for that item. Now, this table is just an example of all of that, okay? And we're going to talk about how to find the cost, the total cost. We're going to start with this column. So the total cost is, I take this rent to own payment for 12 months and multiply that together. And that gives me a total cost of $3,359.88 that I wind up paying for this 50-inch plasma TV. I could have went, let's say, to Walmart or to Best Buy and bought one for $1,500. So I wind up paying $1,900 more than I should have. This is like if you just go buy it outright, you rent to own it. And the difference is, how much more did you pay to rent to own than you did if you'd have just bought it outright? So that's this 22-inch chrome car rims. Say you paid $266.48 per month for 12 months. That's what you're going to pay for them. If you'd have just went to the shop and bought them outright, this is what it would have cost you that day. Well, that's a difference of $1,421.26. Especially if it's something like this that you can wait on, you're better off to spend 6 months. At that rate, you could have saved that in 6 or 7 months and saved yourself this amount of money. Okay, so this next one, this Apple iMac computer, this amount for 12 months is that amount of money. And let's say you go to the store to buy it and it's $999.93. Yes, I just made that up. Well, that's a difference of $799.95 that you overpaid for the thing. So right now I want you to pause this video, try to fill out these items down here, and then come back and check your answers to make sure you understand what's going on. Okay, there's the answer to the last few questions. If you missed one, remember that this column, the total you're paying for it, is the amount per month times the number of months. That's this column. This retail cost, what it would cost you to go buy it in the store. And the difference between the two, so this minus this, gives you what you paid extra just to get it now instead of waiting till you had the money to rent to own it. That's what it cost you to rent to own it. Okay guys, good luck with the lesson.